Welcome back to the channel. This week I've been driving the 2025 Acura Integra Type S. Now, I showed it to you back in 2024. You guys really liked it, and honestly, so did I. So the good news is that absolutely nothing has changed since 2024. Here in 2025, it's the exact same thing. The only thing that's different for me anyways is the color. But the Integra Type S left such an impression on me that honestly, I have been itching to drive it ever since I dropped it off all the way back in 2024. But it's been a year now since driving the Integra Type S. So has my opinion changed? Has, my different experience with cars? So I've driven a ton of different cars since then. So it's just, I really wanted to take it again to really confirm my thing. Do I really enjoy this Integra Type S as much as I thought I did back then? I'm gonna take you through everything. I'm gonna tell you about absolutely everything. I'm gonna show you the interior, the exterior, and of course, a POV drive. Let's get into it. So taking a look under the hood for the 2025 Acura Integra Type S. It's powered by a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine producing 320 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Now that is plenty of speed, plenty of torque for a sedan that you're primarily gonna drive on the street, or at least that's what I intend to do. I don't have any tracks near me. I don't really have an urge to take this thing on the track, honestly. I just love it being a street weapon, and it has plenty of horsepower and torque to do that. And to sweeten the deal, it is powered by a 6-speed manual transmission. The only way you can get it. If you don't know how to drive manual, too bad. You cannot drive the Integra Type S. And I am honestly 100% okay with that. We need more manuals. There is very few cars now that you can actually spec with a manual transmission. Gone are the days where you can kind of pick and choose, oh, I like this type of vehicle, I want it in manual. That doesn't happen anymore. Some of them are completely gone, but I am very happy that Acura has kept this manual Integra. Now we've also got front wheel drive and a helical limited slip differential, so this thing will handle corners like nobody's business. Of course, I think even last year I would have wished that they did include an all-wheel drive variant, or maybe for 2025 included it, but unfortunately, like I said, no changes since 2024, so this one only has front wheel drive available, no all-wheel drive option. But honestly, when you hear this thing rip around the streets, kind of forget about it. All right, so next up, we're gonna take a look at the exterior for the Integra Type S. Look at this front end. Look at the aggression of it. Like, I know I said it's not boy racer, it's more refined, and it absolutely is, but there's a way to do that it just looks really, really good. This blue color looks fantastic, really shows off the body lines. I love the daytime running LEDs, as well as you can see, it's got the Integra logo right there, as well as the Acura logo right there in the headlights. Type S badge, no front-facing camera, no 360 degree. In this price point, would have been nice to have that included, at least for this year, but hopefully this thing stays around long enough and they kind of add those little bells and whistles that are kind of missing from the top end. But still, the way this thing shines in the sun, I like the little plastic on the bottom. I like the front bumper as well. Really, really cool. And of course, you do have a cooling vent right up here. You know it's fast when you see that. Next, we're gonna take a look at the side profile for the Integra Type S. You kind of get a good look at how much of like a hatchback it actually is. And you get a good look at these rims as well. And if I stand right here, you'll see how wide this thing kind of comes out. It looks super aggressive. You really get a good idea when you more look at it from the front. You can kind of see the front and the back. It's got hips, and I absolutely love that. You can see we've got the Brembo brakes with the Acura logo. Very nice looking rims. You can get those in a bronze color, but I don't actually mind the black. Now, last but not least is the back, where you get a really good look of, you kind of get the hatchback look back here too, but I really like these taillights right here, Type S badge right there. You've again got the Integra in the body. Then you have the triple exhaust, which sounds better than the Civic Type R. It's a fact. And you also have the rear diffuser here as well. Looks really, really good. I love this rear end. I love the front end. Honestly, they've kind of nailed the entire design of this vehicle. But let's check out the trunk very quickly here. You'll see we have a ton of room. Look at this. I just have things everywhere. You also have the ELS Studio 3D subwoofer here. Got the Type S badge on the carpet or the floor mat, which is very cool. Little cargo net here for some storage. No worries. You can fold the seats down though and have a ton of room. Also, last but not least, we have a little spoiler back here. So like I said, very refined. But that's going to do it for my thoughts of the exterior of the Integra Type S. I didn't want to spend too long because nothing's changed other than the paint color, which still looks really good. I think you can get this thing in any color you want. With bronze wheels, black wheels, it just looks good. The body styling and the overall design is just a 10 out of 10 for me. I love the look of this thing. Great job, Acura. Once again, you've changed nothing, and that's completely okay. But let's take a look at the interior. Let's start off with the back. All right, so next up, as usual, we're taking a look at the rear for the Integra Type S. And you can see right away, I've got it in the white interior. So not a lot of crazy stuff going on in terms of the material, but you do have some nice leather here that is white, right? So I do tend to prefer the black and red stitching that comes in this trim as well. But yeah, because I have kids, right? So I do really like the white though. The blue with the white interior looks really, really good. But since I have a child, it doesn't really work that well for me. But for a week, we can keep it clean, no worries. So let's hop in here. Very easy to do. Behind my driver profile, I am 5'11" for reference. No middle seat, so no capabilities to actually put something in the middle seat, so you got 2 cup holders instead. I honestly don't mind that. There is no ventilation back here, as well as there is no heated seats or anything like that. Would have been something nice to see here in 2025. Hopefully we'll get it in 2026, as you know, the 2026 Honda Civic Hybrid Touring that I just showed you had heated seats back here. So I feel like the Integra product should take that to another level. But in terms of the baby seat, that fits absolutely no problem. I just don't like the fact that there is no actual headrest here. I have to kind of, you know, make a jank kind of thing. When my daughter is forward facing, that won't be a problem, but for now it's a little bit annoying, but we make it work. But overall, like, the seats are comfortable. I've got enough leg room. I don't have that much headroom because the roof kind of slopes back quite aggressively, but I have just enough that I'm not uncomfortable, but I also wouldn't do a road trip back here, if that makes sense. But let's check out up front, because there's a lot more interesting stuff going on up there. All right, next up is the front seat for our Integra Type S here. So once we hop into here, you can see that, again, you've got a little bit more materials here. There is some ambient lighting here that will go across. Got the ELS Studio 3D sound system, very nice. The Type S badge right there on the door sill, and you have powered controls for both the passenger and the driver's seat. The driver's seat is that nice black with that nice white leather. Again, prefer the red and black stitching, but do appreciate the white for what it is. Now, once you hop inside, not a lot of changes from the last time I showed you this. Some of that's good, some of that's not so good. So let's start with the steering wheel. Physical controls for the volume control and the limited kind of cruise control that we do have here. Very easy to use. You do have a heated steering wheel button, although it is super nice out, so I don't need that today at all. Standard door controls. You've also got a traction control off button right there. Standard kind of vent controls as well, nothing too big to report. I do have a very nice looking gauge cluster. Nothing updated here. You don't get like nice shift lights or anything like that. I feel like the Type S should have that stuff, but it doesn't, but it kind of makes up for it in the driving, so it's not a big deal. Right now you can see I'm in comfort mode, sport mode, and then sport plus mode, which absolutely rips. And then of course I have an individual mode, which you can customize what the gauge cluster looks like in that. But I can also kind of flip through here and have a couple different things on the left and right. Usually the left hand side is just going to show me things like the songs that are currently playing, but it will usually go away. So usually this side here is blank, which I actually don't mind too much. Next, we'll move over to the infotainment display. There's not a lot going on here. It is one of the areas that I wish was updated for 2025, because, you know, a lot of the 2025 Civics and stuff have the Google Automotive or the Android Automotive kind of thing running, so they got built-in maps. They don't have, like, this is very much the standard or old Acura system. It does work well. It's very much a plug-and-play system in that regard. Like, there's no issues with it. It's just, yeah, things are getting updated, and I feel like the Integra Type S is for some reason being left out. But I don't hate this either. So it's kind of like a double edge. Like, yes, I want to see it get updated because I want to see this car stick around, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world because this is very decent. So I can control some of the vehicle settings through here. This is where you can mess around with your individual settings, so you can see what I have. I have basically the suspension in comfort and everything else on 10 in Sport Plus. Driver setup, this is where you'll find your rev match downshifting. For the purists that want to turn it off, you can turn it off through there. But overall, other than that, it's very easy to navigate. Trip computer, Acura Lane clock, compass, you name it, it's pretty much there. And of course, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is present here, so that's probably what most people are going to use anyways. Moving down, though, to our little HVAC control, I do have heated seats, no ventilation. The top end of the Integra, would have liked to see some ventilation, but it has the heated seats and heated steering, so I will let it pass for that, just because it will get you through the winter should you want to drive this thing in the winter. Dual zone automatic climate control, all physical buttons, very premium shift knobs. I do like that, and no complaints there. Wireless charging pad, still a USB-C A port, which is interesting in 2025. I feel like this also should have just been a USB-C because that's where everything is at the moment. But anyways, we got a wireless charging pad as well. And then we have probably the best thing to use in this interior and in this car. This transmission is elite. It is so good. It feels so good. There's no rear lockout, really, so it kind of gets confusing if you're a beginner, but you're not accidentally going to put it into reverse when you're trying to go into first, because the reverse is all the way this way and down, so you know when you're in reverse and when you're not, so that's kind of important. I do like the little Type S badge down here and kind of like this suede feel for the shifter. Also, drive control is right here, individual modes right here, electronic parking brake, I don't really mind that either. I've also got some cup holders, a little bit of storage in here, nice white armrest. And then passenger seat is very much the same as the driver's seat in terms of controls. There's no sunroof, but I also don't hate that either. A lot of sports cars don't come with a sunroof, and honestly, if they're a sports car, don't really need one. I like this dash here. I do like the white. It does stand out quite well. It does really look good with the blue from the outside. So yeah, overall the interior hasn't changed much, and that is a good thing because it wasn't broken in the first place. There was nothing inherently wrong with it. I would just like to see the little things like add a USB-C port, maybe give us ventilated seats, maybe put the updated infotainment software in here. There's little things here that could be done to kind of just improve quality of life, but if it stays the same again, I probably won't complain because I really like this interior, and the main part is this manual transmission right here and how fun and good this thing is to rip around. So let me strap the GoPro to my forehead and show you what that's all about. All right, on the road now, 2025 Acura Integra Type S. Again, it's been so good to revisit this car as somebody who knows how to drive manual transmissions a little better now, and I'm a little bit more well versed in it. I like it a lot more now than I did back then. I'm a lot less scared to stall it or scared to break stuff. Now I can just kind of go for it and just have a ton of fun with it, and that's been so much more rewarding to drive, because it left an impression on me when I barely knew what I was doing with it, and then now that I do kind of know what I'm doing with it, it's just so much more fun. So it is really fast. It's got 320 horsepower, not a very big engine, but certainly enough to rip up the street. Let's do a little pull here. And as you can see, just from second to third gear, I absolutely went this way. I just turned to the right and I had to control it. So yeah, this thing has a ton of power for its, front wheel drive setup. I mean, I think all-wheel drive, it could probably stick to the road a little better because, oh my goodness, I couldn't even redline it because I was like, okay, I might as well shift up. I'm currently drifting off into the trees. And that's really fun, but you don't really use all of that speed all of the time because it's not really needed, but it's still really, really good to handle, really, really fun to row through your own gears. But it is one of those vehicles where if you go too far or try to redline this thing in second gear or whatever, you will probably get yourself in trouble. It's hard to stay within the limits. So it's fun, but it's definitely got enough power that you don't need to constantly be shifting. It's not like something like an MX-5 or something like that where, you can kind of shift through the gears and step on it and still kind of be within the legal limit. And then also when you're following like a cyclist or something, it's still enjoyable. It's still quite comfortable. There's no really big issue. And then we can just rock it past. You hear the pops and bangs of the exhaust. It sounds really good. This transmission is just butter. It's just so smooth. It's not like the most communicative in terms of the clutch pedal. There's the word I'm looking for. It's not that communicative, but the shifter is really good. It's got rev match downshifting. Yes, I use it, and I don't care about what the purists think about that. I just use it all the time, It's very fun, makes you feel like a race car driver, of which I am absolutely not. So the feeling is really, really good. The handling is just on point. It makes so much noise, but you can also turn that off. You can just put it in comfort mode and you'd be fine. But like, even as a beginner, I found this thing very, very usable, very, very easy to take around town and to drive quickly. It doesn't have a steep learning curve where, like, you know, it's hard to get it going, or, you know, it's hard to downshift. It's really, really simple to just use it as a daily driver and just use it as a beginner manual. So that's why it left such an impression. And now me being a lot better at manual driving, it's just, look at this. I mean, it absolutely carves up the road, carves up the corners, pulls through corners. It's just so much fun to drive. Oh my goodness. I love the noise of it too, the ambience of it. And it just handles really well. It just wrangles the road, sticks to the corners. It wants to hold on, unless you're like trying to mash it in a straight line, and then the front tires simply can't keep up with all the torque and power that are being asked of it, which is, you know, normal and also really fun. But yeah, if any beginners are watching this video and you're not sure about a manual transmission, but you like it, kind of want to get into it, this is a perfect one to go with. I think it's very much set up to like not want to stall and be, you know, it's not easy to stall necessarily. Obviously, it will still stall if you are not being careful or you don't know what you're doing yet. You're probably going to have to go through that process of learning, but still, like, this is just so solid. Like, look, downshift, it rev matched, downshift again, it rev matched. And it's like, I love that. I love the rev match downshifting. I think any modern manual should come with it, because the whole goal with still keeping manuals is just to hopefully get people buying them again. And the way to do that is to make it slightly easier, but then you can turn the feature off. You can absolutely turn off the rev match downshifting in here and then be, you know, like a complete purist. You can rev match yourself. I think that's the sweet spot. If you want to get more people into manuals, you got to make it easier, but at the same time, make all the features that are easy turn like disabled. You can make them so you can disable them, and that way people who just, you know, already know what they're doing and are very advanced and want the pure raw manual driving experience can still get that. So you're kind of catering to both audiences there, to both buyer markets there, and I think that might be the sweet spot if we ever see manuals come back, which honestly I doubt. So sure, nothing has changed since 2024, but that is, again, a good thing when it comes to a vehicle like this, because it was already so good in 2024 that, like, you know, I would have liked to maybe see them add heated seats, maybe put the Google infotainment into this thing, just little things like that. Stuff that the Civics and stuff are getting, maybe put that in here as well, or make it a little bit better, since this is a top end. This is an Acura brand. But other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with the package here still. Like, it's as fun to drive as I remember. It's a lot easier than I remember because I'm just better at doing it. And yeah, man, it's just so much fun to rip around. It is a daily driver. It's daily driverable. Like right now I have it in like the rough suspension, or no, I have it in comfort actually. And because I'm in individual mode. And like, it's not beating me up too much. It's obviously a little bit more rough because at the end of the day, this is a sports sedan, but still, like, it's not completely beating me up to the point where, like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here kind of thing. It's just nice. It's just been really nice to operate, own, and drive this thing with really no issues at all. And yeah, like, there's very little bad to say about it. Like, I like it. I think it drives really well. It's expensive. That's going to be one of those things that people that are genuinely interested in this maybe won't be able to afford it, because, like, it's over 60 grand. If you add all the options, you could get up probably to 70 grand. It can get expensive for this thing, and I think the market that this is for can afford it at the moment, but hopefully they remain in good condition, and then you can pick it up used if you're, you know, of the younger age and you want to buy one of these things. You'll still be able to do that. But yeah, that's going to do it for my thoughts on the 2025 Acura Integra Type S. It is as good as last year. They didn't change anything, and that is, for a rare occasion, completely okay. Let me know what you think. What do you think of the driving? What do you think of the spec, the interior? Do you agree that they should have added a little bit more juice to it instead of just, you know, calling it a 2024, basically making it the same thing? I don't know. I think there's two sides to that argument. I think I don't mind it because it drives so well and it is just a very good platform overall, but also at the same time, it would be nice to see more luxurious stuff make its way into here maybe, or just maybe justify the price point a little bit more. with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe. If you have that hype feature, I don't know if my channel has it yet. It seems like I do, but then like I can't see the option when I go and look at, I don't know. So if you do see that hype button, it's this new YouTube feature. It helps me out immensely. It'll help me gain more traction, more views, and that will, you know, obviously allow me to do this a little bit more seriously and just kind of go crazy even more. So if you really do enjoy what you see, make sure you hype, like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me more than you know. I don't need your money. I just need you to do that for me. That helps me out so much. With that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.